Google has released a new application for mobile devices which lets you run AI models locally. Yes, you heard it right. You can now run AI models locally on your Android or iOS devices. This application is called the Google AI Edge Gallery, and the most interesting thing about this application is that it is not available on Google Play. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can install this application on your mobile phone and then use it in order to locally run all of the models, that too totally offline. Alright, so let's get started. As you can see that currently I am in the official GitHub repo of the Google AI Edge Gallery, and if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that they have provided us an overview of all the different ways in which you can use the Google AI Edge Gallery. So if you scroll a bit further, you will get to the section that says Get Started in Minutes, and here they provided you the latest APK in order to download the application. So all you need to do is click on it and the application's APK will be downloaded for you. And once the application APK is downloaded, you have two options. Either you can run it or any emulator, or you can install the application on your mobile phones. For this video, I'm gonna install it on my mobile phone. So here you can see that I've downloaded the AI Edge Gallery APK. Let's go ahead and click on it. And once you will do that, it will start installing the application on your mobile phone. So once the application is downloaded, you can see that it will appear on your home page with this particular icon. So I'm going to click on it in order to open the application. Once the application is open, this is how the interface looks like. You can see that you have three different examples: Ask Image, Prompt Lab, and AI Chat. And you can see that there are different number of models written below each of them. So currently, it provides supports to the Google models like Gemma and a few variants of the Qwen model as well. So whichever model you want to use, you simply have to click on it in order to download it. So firstly, I'm gonna try out the AI Chat. And for that, I'm going to download the Gemasky 1 billion ITQ4 model, which is a 547 MBs. So in order to download it, you simply have to click on it and it will provide you the option to download and try. Once you will click on that button, it will start downloading the model for you, and it is going to take approximately 4 minutes. So I'm going to come back once all of this is done. Alright, so the model has been successfully downloaded, but you can see that it is still loading, and we have got the message that model downloaded successfully, but it is still loading because we are getting this circular icon with the model name. Alright, so the model has been successfully loaded. Now we are all set to use it. So you can use the AI chat feature to ask anything with the model. So I'm gonna ask it a very simple question, that I want something hot for breakfast, quick to make and healthy. Give me your top 3 recommendations. And once you are happy with it, simply run it, and you will see that the model will start running on the GPU and will start providing us the response. So the first idea for the 3 breakfast ideas is the overnight oats with berries and nuts. It is provided us that it is going to take only 5 to 7 minutes to prep. And why it is great? Because it is high protein, fiber and antioxidants, etc. Then the second option is Greek yogurt smoothie, because it is again protein packed and provides you energy, etc. And then instead of providing us the third option, it has simply started providing us statics. And this may happen quite frequently because the application is not yet ready and the model might hallucinate in some cases. Okay, so let's try it with another example. This time I'm gonna ask it, explain the difference between CPUs, GPUs and TPUs in simple terms. It is going to run the model on the GPU and will start providing us the answer that CPU is the central processing unit, and then it has provided us what it does. It has further provided us the characteristics of the CPU, and then it has started providing us information about the GPU, that it is graphics processor, what does it does, and it has also provided us the characteristics of the GPUs as well. And another important feature of this is that since you can see that the model is currently running on the GPU, but if you want to run it on the CPU, then you can do that too. So all you need to do is to click on this icon right here, and from here you can select the top K value, top P value. If you want to change the creativity of the response, you can change the temperature as well, and then you have the option to choose the accelerator. So currently the accelerator is the GPU, but you can always go ahead and change it to the CPU in order to run it according to your accelerator. Okay, so now I'm gonna test out the Ask Image feature, and for that I'm gonna download the Gemma 3 and E2B IT Info model because it is of 3.1 GB. It is going to take approximately 20 to 21 minutes. So I'm gonna come back once it is downloaded. Alright, so the model has been successfully downloaded and it says that to get started, click plus below to edit image and type a prompt to ask a question about it. So now I'm gonna click on this plus button right here in order to upload an image from my album. The image actually contains a trigonometry question where they have provided us a diagram, and I'm gonna ask it to find the values of x and y. So now let's see if it is able to understand this image and provide us the answer. So you can see that the model is running on the CPU. It is thinking and it has started providing us the response. Firstly, it is showing us the values which are given, that it is a right angle triangle PQR. Angle QPR is equal to 45 degree and angle Q is 90 degree. This means that PQ is equal to X, QR equals to Y and PR equal to square root of X square plus Y square. And now on the basis of all of this information, it is going to fetch the values of X and Y for us. Alright, so here is the output. So it has concluded that X equals to Y. So which means that X and Y is equal to 5 into square root of 2. So now I'm gonna try it out with another image. This time I'm going to upload an image which contains a motivational quote, but it is in the French language. So I'm gonna upload the image and now I'm gonna ask it to translate it into English language. Once you are happy with your prompt, simply run it. Now the model is running on the CPU and it has provided us the answer in the English language. The simplest recipe, think less. This is what is written in the image but in the German language. So you can see that it understood the image and it provided us translation of it in the English language as well. Now we are going to test out the prompt lab. So I'm going to use the model which I had previously downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. Here you have the option for the freeform, rewrite tone, summarize text and code snippet. Firstly, I'm going to test out the code snippet. From the languages, I'm going to select C++. And for the content, I'm going to ask it to write a program that takes a string as an input and checks whether the string is palindrome or not. Let's go ahead and run this. And you will see that within no time, the code will be started generating and the response will be present on the GPU. You can see that it has started providing us all the header files. Then it had created the main function inside which it is firstly taking an input string from the user. Then it is checking whether it is a palindrome or not. And then on the basis of that, it will provide us the answer. Moreover, it has also provided us an explanation of the code. So if a person is not familiar with the programming language, then he can easily understand this code by looking at the explanation. Moreover, you also have the option to check the benchmark on GPU. So the first token was generated at 2.34 seconds. We have the prefill speed, decode speed and the latency as well. So the prompt lab, in addition to code snippet, also provides some other options. So I'm gonna test out the rewrite tone. So firstly, I'm gonna enter the content, reminder for tomorrow's meeting, and from the list of available tones, I'm gonna select formal. Now I'm gonna run it and it is going to rewrite it in the formal tone. So you can see that the response is generated and says that reminder for tomorrow's meeting, we would like your prompt response. Now I'm gonna take this same prompt, but I want to change the tone of it from the formal. So I'm gonna select friendly in this scenario and now I'm gonna run it and quickly it will generate the response. So you can see that the response is in a really friendly tone and it has also elaborated a single line which we provided to it and made it friendly. Moreover, you also have the option to select the free form as well. So I highly encourage all of you to try it out for yourself and let me know in the comments what you think about it. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.